Good day to everyone, and thank you very much for giving us this opportunity to present our project.
Yes, and we're very excited to share with you our story. Good day, everyone, and we would like to share with you the new Clark City Athletic Stadium. On the day that we were presented the impossible, our consultants and the government were discussing about the project to be finished in 2 years' time. That includes design and construction. Of course, it was something that we are very still optimistic about. As people, as Filipinos, we are always been optimistic. We thought that it is possible, and we felt that it was possible because, again, this is the SEA Games event, and it is our honor and a privilege to host this major event in the region. And it is located in the National Government Administrative Center, which is a 40-hectare development in the country. Our last development of sports stadium was 1934. So you can imagine how much we're excited about having this kind of facility. And it's something that's not just exciting because of the event, but it was also exciting for us, especially as architects and designers. We became very excited because it was also a point of an opportunity to present something that's authentic, to be able to define our status and our architecture as a Filipino. And it is located in the Zambales area, wherein the Mount Pinatubo, which was the second largest eruption of the century that time, 1991. And there was so much lahar that actually spewed by the volcano. And we thought that this 9,450 hectares of land, which is going to be the new Clark City, and portion of it, and the starting point of it is the 40 hectares, which is the space where we are developing. This will have the new architectural fiber, which is the lahar. And literally from ashes, we rose the architecture, and we have enough supply of this lahar for 200 years, and it's flowing on the rivers of Zambales. As part of our challenge, and of course, our desire to improve and better our infrastructures, we were constantly in reference to the international standards, and we needed to also comply with the IAAF certification. At the same time, with the new conditions and the new events that happen also in the Philippines, like the Storm Haiyan, we needed to adjust our standards and be able to set new levels of references. For the past years, we've been doing some projects also with the government, and not being a first world country, being a progressing country, we are also very conscious about our budget. And part of this approach that we created and coined is practical luxury, wherein we believe that even as a progressing country, we can live in luxury by design. So creativity is our roadmap to enjoying quality and standards. So with the $78 million project, we are actually capable of putting together something that can host the SEA Games. And these are the numbers that you are seeing in reference to the others. Now, the depths of our design is from the very root of our philosophy. We believe in the nature of things, where everything evolves organically. That nature is peace. It's always nature, being in charge. And even an erupting volcano is peaceful. In fact, it even provides. So man is nature, and never man and nature. And we believe in the variety of the world, wherein everybody can coexist. And the key is to be able to refine and to be able to share that refinement to the world. So being inspired by nature, the stadium is actually inspired by the caldera of the volcano, and you can see the graphite roof, the sandwich panel graphite roof, and the frames of the paroles being the inspirations. And you can also see the color of the track, wherein again it feels like the crater, and the seats being also pixelated like the lava, the splashing lava. And again, these 20,000 seats are designed to be softened by the patterns of that particular inspiration, which is the lava. And the concept of the frames is very critical for us, because in this area we also have the parol or the Christmas lantern as our inspiration, wherein the frames are as honest as you see. It's the form of the parol or the lantern, and we felt that our structural is basically to be our architectural. So it is the most stripped off, and again, it's a naked architecture, but then the idea is to be able to create and compose a design that works and that is, again, aesthetically acceptable, no? And the modularity, and of course the constructability or the methodology is very critical because of the timeline. And we were also forced to be creative in understanding and how to be able to put together the finish and the quality. So we created the no form system, which is a concrete filled tube, and all this held all the prefab units, and we are able to create again the architectural silhouette that you see, the tilted columns, and of course the aerodynamics of the architecture, wherein we wanted more breeze and natural movement of air in a tropical country where we needed a longer overhang to also protect us from the sun. We're able to put a particular color, which we again needed to put an adrenaline to the architecture, no, which is the active orange. And you can see here, just to exhibit and show you the merge architecture and engineering all together. You can see the downspouts, and then again the supports, the latticed rafters, and battens of the roof, wherein again it became part of the entire concept of the design. And just to give you an idea of where it stands, it again in a 40-hectare development where it will be a disaster and administrative center that we prepared to for the big one. This impossible became very possible. We were able to hit this not in 2 years, but in 18 months. From conceptualization to construction and to the accreditation, we're able to complete, and we have given them 2 months more to have the test games. And after this, it will be our national training center. It will be the training center for our athletes and for our students. And right now, at this very moment, we're building our National Academy of Sports, wherein again, our future athletes will be training also. And this is also as the Integrated Disaster Response Operations Center. It is a multi-purpose center where we can also hold and also accommodate some medical and or also some disaster response operations. So with this, our national pride and our identity is defined majorly by architecture. This is how powerful architecture is, and we are very happy and very privileged to be able to put this together. As architects, we have this opportunity and we have this contribution to our country. Thank you so much.
With this achievement, we highlight our collaboration of design, architecture, engineering, our total approach to our projects, and our philosophy. It is also a very good opportunity to showcase Filipino unity through design and architecture.
I kick it off, Chris Porcia. Thank you so much for this presentation. It was really beautiful and energetic and full of enthusiasm and pride. And what I love about the World Architecture Festival, that you, as a judge, you have the privilege to get to know firms that you may never have heard of, and I apologize for that because I should have heard of you, and see projects that otherwise you wouldn't see or have not yet seen. So I think it's a wonderful example, and it makes me very happy to see that in the Philippines, where you say it's kind of a low-cost environment. It's not currently the leading economic power of the planet, but it has a beautiful, powerful and optimistic population with lots of joy and creativity. So I don't even have a question, but I want to congratulate you on this stadium.
Thank you so much. And we really appreciate that the message was able to get across, because as we even coined it, the practical luxury that I mean, it's a paradox, but we believe that creativity has really no boundaries. And we believe that we can all live in a very good quality life as long as we're creative.
Excellent.
So can I ask, you talked about the lava, the ash. Is that, is the land around the stadium there, is it lava underneath there?
No, actually, the location was pre-selected, because this area is also, by the way, the National Administrative Center, wherein it will be our backup seat of government once our Manila is hit by the big one, because our seat of government will sink. So we need a backup city or a backup government. So it was pre-selected to be the safest because of the fault line area for it.
I see. Good heavens.
Yeah. So it wasn't reached by the Lahar.
Yeah, okay. So it was built for the Southeast Asian Games. And are there any other games planned for the building? Does it hold the national athletics or anything like that, or will it just be a training center in future?
Actually, right after the SEA Games, it was to host the Paralympics. And then, of course, there were concerts and events. And we were so happy that it was also granted by the government regarding putting more, again, the Academy of Sports. So, because take note, 1934, our last. So this is, we don't have a problem with it being white elephant, because we've been waiting for the white elephant for the longest time.
Yeah, but concerts as well. That's interesting. Okay.
Yeah.
Well, hello, and thank you very much for your presentation. I'm speaking on behalf of Anna, and just making a small statement. And your explanation was very good, because we were able to understand things that we didn't understand at first when we were looking at your building, such as the colors, which after your explanation make a lot of sense, like the gray, dark gray, almost black, also the orange. And we also have been able to appreciate the effort on making a very light structure and thin roof, and the way you have been able to separate it from the stands. Now, but we still have some things that we would like to know more about, and Anna will make the question.
Okay.
Hello. The question is there any reason why the exterior shape of the roof is exactly the same as the athletic track? Because the inspiration comes from nature and volcanic nature. So did you weigh the possibility of having a more organic shape
in the exterior,
in the roof?
Actually, the roof shape, if you look at a stadium, it's basically almost like the mouth of a volcano, no? And that became almost like an integral character of that inspiration, because for us, it's a big thing to host the SEA Games. And we said there should be something that's grand to be an inspiration, and there's nothing as grand as nature. So this volcano, the shape that you notice, the tilt, we actually already have that organic silhouette and the form. So we didn't want to complicate anything, especially the construction method. We needed to stick with modularity, because take note, we have to repeat all this base and we have to control the quality. If you notice, we cannot cast on site, we cannot make formworks, there's no time for drying. So everything is quality controlled in the factory, made and just fitted out. So again, the lahar is being fabricated within the area. Those benches, I mean the slabs, all the prefabs. But then again, no formworks, because we don't have time to cure, we don't have time to retouch. So as organic as we can, we kept it on the system and the honesty of the construction.